What's going on YouTube? My name is Venator, and in today's video we are back on the Allosaurus, but this time we are going to be becoming a Prime Elder. So if you guys enjoy the video, please leave a like or comment below, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on a video. And we are starting right in the middle of the action today, but unfortunately it almost resulted in death. We were in pursuit of a Cera here in the plains next to Fort Pond, but little did we know, this guy was actually baiting us to his pack, which naturally was a mixed pack that included Allos and a Rex. We had backup over this hill, but it was too late. I'm pretty sure this Cera was prime or close to it because his bites were doing a lot of damage. Granted, I wasn't fully grown up, but I was still determined to try and get a pounce, but it just was not working. It could have been a combination of user error and the game just being buggy, but either way, I had to retreat. I was very close to death, and lucky for me, my friend did get a pounce on him. So he had a heavy bleed going, and he had done a lot of sprinting, so we were able to make our escape. And we ran into the rest of the group right as we got to the pond, but all I could do was warn them and return to the jungle. Sadly, mix packing and betrayal is really the theme of the Horde test, as you guys are going to see later on in the video. After healing up, we made our way over to West Rail to complete our map migration, and we came across this Rex, who was not paying much attention. He probably wasn't expecting to run into two Allos this far from Delta. Getting a free pounce to get the bleed going is huge, because we were thinking one hit from his crush could likely kill us, and now it was just a matter of time. If we could both get on, I was pretty sure we could pin him. Luckily, I guess we were both just big enough to not get one shot by his crush. My friend was able to get away, allowing me to hop back on, but somehow he threw me off. But man, one bite from him did quite a bit of damage. Luckily, it still let me pounce, and we were able to pin him and kill him. Obviously, the Allo animations still have some cleaning up to do, but getting a kill like this halfway through your grow is huge. Not only does it fill up your stomach and save us from starvation, especially since we were not finding many AI, but it gets you some Y diet. Getting some Y diet is key to getting that perfect diet and achieving that elder status. Also, filling back up gives us plenty of time to slowly make our way back to Delta and not have to feel rushed for food. And as we were heading back to Delta, I hit full grown and prime. As for my mutations, I have been running reabsorption because it's always raining. I've now grown several prime Allos and I've never had to drink on any of them. Gastro because healing, congenital because Rex, Trike, Stego just saves you a hit or two, and then traumatic thrombosis because there's so many canny Allos, being able to sit and not die from blood loss is big time on your survival. And I get this probably isn't the most popular build, and I'm sure guys run a lot of different things, but for me personally, I like to prioritize survival because at the end of the day, if you die, what does it matter what combat perks you have? And speaking of prime, here are the requirements for prime, and you have to get at least 5 of these. I have these listed in order of what I feel are like the easiest and typically what I would do in my grows and getting them completed, but it's dealer's choice. If you get hatched in, obviously you're not going to do that last, but right now, or as far as I know and from when I've been playing, nesting has been broken on the Horde test, so you haven't been able to do any eggs or raise children, so I put those two at the very end of the list. And as for the mass migration, I'm not sure if this is just making a trip from say Delta to West Rail and back, or if it's an actual zone that you hit. If someone down in the comments could let me know, that would be greatly appreciated. I've been told that making a trip around the map is essential to getting prime, but I have not tested it myself, so let me know down below. After we got back to Delta, my friend had to get off, but luckily I found a chill group of Allos and we decided to move back to the Fort Pond area. Having increased our numbers, we were on the hunt for anything we could find, but all we could find was some AI dibbles. And honestly, Finding these AI dibbles is awesome. As you can see, there is a ton of them. I mean, I think we had one dibble for every allo. We all went for this one first, but a few guys broke off and decided to cross the river to chase the ones that swam across. Now, in a full server, once this is officially released, obviously I don't recommend crossing the river, but in Horde test, well, I've done it a lot and gotten pretty lucky. And after we finished up those dibbles, I spotted this Cera in the distance, and as I approached, I'm not sure if he just couldn't tell how big I was or what was going through his head, but he didn't really seem to pay me any attention until I started sprinting at him, and then that's when I think he realized he was in big trouble. He probably could have gotten away from me had he kept sprinting, but he decided to turn and, well, attempt a fight. He didn't realize that I was prime, so there was no fight at all, just death. And I will admit, I'm not super familiar with the speed curves compared to the growth curves. I think he could have outran me, but maybe not. Maybe he knew he was already dead and he just accepted his fate. And now we are to the point where I'm going to talk about why the Horde test is extremely frustrating to play. We'd been debating on trying to hunt this Rex, but with only 2 of us, the odds of success were pretty low. Then we had a third allo come over this hill, and he chatted with us in game to come help kill the Rex. And the guy I was paired with even seemed to recognize this third allo. So we were both fooled by this act, because well, this allo was actually with the Rex. And you know, I'll give it to this guy. He acted the part. The Rex did too. The Rex kept looking back and kind of judging him, and the second I got close enough to this allo, well, it was game over. The second I looked away from him and showed my back, he turned on me and pounced me, letting the Rex come over and crush me. I got a leg break, so I knew there was no escape. And he did the same thing to the guy I was paired with, which is really unfortunate because I'm pretty sure the guy that got killed right along with me knew the allo who was just mix packing with the Rex. And I get it, it's part of the game, there's no rules on the Horde test, but it's just really sad to see. I enjoy the Horde test so much because of allo, but experiences like this just really make it to where you don't even want to attempt to play. And that's just how it goes sometimes. So after this death, well, it was just right back to another grow. And after growing another allo, I got prime again, and we were right back in Delta. But this time, we got to experience some betrayal. I'd been grouped up with this guy for at least half an hour. We had hunted a Rex, lost an allo in our group, and then we added the third who was going to drink at the river. And who knows what changed this guy's mind to suddenly go from friend to foe, but either way, it didn't matter. There's no questions you can ask when this happens because it's life or death. The only escape for me was to run to the river and have him jump off. All I could do was hope that there was no Dino in here that grabbed me. And lucky for me, there wasn't. And I really don't know what this guy's plan was, because I had told him that I was prime, and he was probably about halfway grown. So, I mean, he went down in a couple bites. I guess maybe it was his friend that died earlier, and he just got tired of waiting, and so he just threw away his allo trying to kill me. But either way, it just sucks to see that. And at the time, I didn't know if this guy was with the dude that just jumped me, so I had to book it. I was not ready to lose this allo that I had just grown after dying to the mix pack. Lucky for me, he stuck with me, and it turned out he was friendly. And in my panic, I didn't grab that guy out of the river and eat him. All I was worried about was getting away and stopping my bleed and getting my stamina back. And thus, I hit red food shortly after. And so I wasted all my stamina searching for AI. Thankfully, this random allo was nice enough and gave me a boar. But as a full-grown prime, it was just a drop in the bucket, and I only had minutes before I was going to be back in the same situation. After refilling my stamina, I was on the verge of starvation, and just really overall annoyed with the mix packing and betrayals, so I went full villain mode. The next thing I saw, regardless of allo or not, I was going to kill. I noticed these big footsteps by the rock, and lucky for me, something was close. Not lucky for this guy though. He was a smaller allo and I had full stam, and he could just tell right away that I was probably going to kill him. But he didn't take the time to run away quicker, and so being right on his tail, it was an easy rundown, a pin, and kill. He was very upset, and rightfully so. Looking back on it, I do feel bad, but I didn't want to starve. So it is what it is. If you're out there, Dozer, I do apologize. I really did feel bad about this, but I had had such a crappy day that I was not going to die simply to starvation. But if it makes you feel any better, Dozer, my luck did run out and karma found its way back to me. I ran into some canny allos, and even though I was primed and could definitely take one, maybe even two of them, the smaller one, well, he was faster, so he could just get on my side. All I could do was try and bite down the prime, land as many headshots as I could, and at least kill him. But I was unsuccessful, because eventually the other allo found his way to my side, and once I was pinned, well, that was death. And as a bonus, here I found this group of Ceras and thought as a full-grown prime I could take him on. But where I messed up is I went for too many pins. Instead of running in and attacking with bites first and waiting for my backup to arrive, I got overzealous and took way too much damage from this guy. One of the Ceras was a prime, so his bites were really stacking up. You live and you learn, and I just really wanted to test the limits of Allo. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and we'll see you guys next time, and happy hunting.